Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a map on Fortnite. First thing you do, start up the game. Instead of going to zero build, you are going to go to Creative. After you see it there, you click play, and you're good to go. And then you're brought here, and it's like a hub area, just like a new place. It's February 1st right now, so that's why it looks like that. Okay, this is where your island's at, or this is where you can make your own map. So you have this machine right here called the console. You would click square, then you can see all your islands. But if you don't have any islands, go to create new. Then they have all these templates, canyons, volcanoes, like Arctic ones. We are going to choose let's just try large grid island. We're going to confirm, and it's going to set a portal for us so we can check out this large grid island. So we just wait for now. Oh, it's already ready. Let's check out this island. On the top we have a certain amount of memory that we can use on this island. This is the island. It looks like one big square with a bunch of tiny squares. So it's like a grid. And you see this one white square right here. That's the center of this entire map. So it's good to start at the center. You can even ping it too, so you know. Okay. So now that you're here, on the bottom left there's a phone, and it says press triangle. So we're going to do that. We're going to bust out the phone. And then by pressing up directional, you get all these different features. So I'm going to go through each tab real quick. Prefabs are straight up buildings or big structures that are already made. For example, chonkers. That was last season. We had chonkers. Then Colossal Coliseum. It's a big straight up Coliseum. Like in my Coliseum map. Got the pirate ship here from the pirate ship map that I did. So you got a bunch of different options. Princess Castle. And you can straight up copy and paste them, put it on this large grid island or the volcano island or any of those. Next we have galleries, and it's pretty much the same thing, but it's in pieces. So there's chonkers. It's just each piece of it. So if you just really wanted to make your own. Next are devices. So it's a bunch of different things. You got different vehicle spawners, portals you can make, placing items, elimination manager, just a bunch of different things. They just added the dirt bike. So these are different devices that we're going to be using when we make the map. This is one of the most interesting parts when you first start. It's like, oh, you have access to all these weapons, which is awesome, and different ranks and stuff. Like, these are all mythics, this color. I got some gold ones. And it'll just be decreasing, like, class or whatever. Rarity, I mean. Alright. And then, consumables, all the different things. All these different veggies that we see all the time. Meat, chug splash, and cool stuff too. Like this is one of my favorite items, this grappler stuff. Chest, you can take consumables and this and make your own chest out of it. You would just copy it and then add it to the chest, and then you can place the chest on the island. Okay, and then levels, I'm not even sure, this is kind of new. I don't even know what this does. Okay, so after I explain all the tabs, now let's get one of these prefabs, which are the buildings or structures that are already made. And I want to look at the mall. Halsey looks like she wants to go to the mall. So I clicked it with X, so now I can assign it to one of these buttons. I'm going to do triangle. And I'm just going to take this just in case real quick. Okay. So by holding L2, I can press triangle, and then I'll have this is 13,000 right there. That's how much memory this mall is going to take up out of my 100,000 that I can use. But something to really stress about. It's all good. So I'm going to try to center it up where my white square is. I'm going to click the right trigger to build it. Then within seconds, you have your own mall. So let's look around in this mall. Pawn shop. I don't know if I never seen a mall with a pawn shop, but okay. We got a toy store. The ground is, or the floor, I guess, or the flooring is awesome in this. Let's put the phone away so we don't see all that highlight stuff. So what? Funny. Wink. I don't know if they sell pigs here, or is this the pork store, or whatever. Flush factory I see over there. Okay. But then there's all this, and you don't really want anyone to see all this grid stuff. You want it to make it seem like this is the mall, and it's only the mall. So what you can do, bust out the phone. Let's get rid of this. Let's go to devices, and let's look for our barrier device. Here it is right here, barrier device. And we're gonna assign it to the up directional. Let's place it down over here. I'm just using the left and right trigger. And what I want this barrier to be seamless with this line right here, or to be flush with it, I guess. So I'm gonna make the depth really small. Yeah, so it's just like a wall. I'm gonna bring it as close to this as possible. Maybe there. No, I'd rather have it on there than, I don't want any of that grid showing. That's the whole point of this. Okay, so that's there. But I want it to go all the way through here. So the goal for that's the goal for right now. So we gotta make it wider. So let's try 10. Nope, it's not long enough. Let's go to the width and try 15. Oh, yep, if 15 looks like it's long enough, so if we pick it up, slide it over a little, it passes that, which is good. But this side it doesn't. Let's just do 16 as an option. Yep. Alright, so we're good to go. And we want this to be high too, because we don't want anyone to get in and out of here either. We want them to stay contained in the mall. That's the point of this. We don't want them roaming free. 12 should be high enough. 12 tiles high. Okay, so this is walled off on this side. Okay. So we're going to take this. Actually, no. It's good to go as close to it as possible and then move it. It's hard to see like the perspective of it. Alright, so then we want it on this part too, just like over there. And if we slide it over a little bit more, perfect. Yep, it's flush. Or they're both touching each other nicely. That's what I mean by that. So we're going to copy another one by clicking right trigger. And then we're going to rotate it by pressing L1 or LB. Let's try to put it on the line first. It's the easiest thing to do. Then let's see if it's overlapping with the other barriers. So you want them overlapping so people can't, if the game was on, someone could slide through here, even though they won't be able to see this red stuff during the gameplay. Someone would be able to slide right through there, and then they'd have this whole thing to explore. It would basically break your map. So if we slide it over a little bit more, we are good. No, are we? Let's make sure. I don't want to risk it, so what I'm going to do is go to the width, add one more. So now you know it's clear. I don't even have to check. Make another one and copy to the other side so all four corners are accounted for. Make sure it's on the ground so people aren't crouching and getting under there. Is that good? Oh, yeah, that's good. I mean, this will kind of be shown, but hopefully it flows with the map, and all this will be. See, now should I put. No, this is fine. I could move the barrier all the way to the wall, and then this grid wouldn't be shown, but I don't think the grid would look that bad. It looked like it goes with the wall, probably. Alright, now this is the cool thing. We have the four walls around here. What if we didn't want it to look all tacky like this diagonal line stuff? It looks like a barrier. We would customize this. There's a lot of different options. We wanted to make it look all like brick. We could do that instead of building each brick by brick. But what we're going to do is nebula. Let's see what that looks like. That's some crazy space stuff. You can get lost in. It's like, wow, where did that whole mall go? And then you cross this barrier, and that's where it's at. So let's do that to all these. Let's change it all to nebula. So this is the fourth one. Nebula. So we got a wall of nebula. But oh no, this, you can see the sky that kind of ruins the immersion of this nebula, makes it pointless. So what we're going to do, copy another one of these by pressing right trigger. And just go about here. Make sure drops are off because we don't want it dropping down on the ground. We made that. It's another wall, so now we just need to reshape it. We can keep it 17 wide. The height needs to be changed. It can be made to the wall by making it the smallest size possible. And now we're gonna make the depth maybe 17. Okay, so let's go under here and check. Can we see any blue sky? No, it's covering completely. It's seamless. Let's make sure. You can tell by standing here. Oh, we can see some sky there. But it's clear everywhere else. All we gotta do is head back to our device. Be lazy and just make it bigger and not even size it. Let's make it wider by 30. Okay. It seems like it's solved it. Something's happening over here though. Is the sun bleeding through my barrier or something? Yeah, at the time of the day, it's making the sun bleed through my barrier, which is weird. So I can go to settings, time of day, change it to, the sun wouldn't be out at 10 p.m., so let's try that. Okay. Let's head back to our mall. And don't see any blue sky. I don't see any natural sky. I just see this barrier. So let's go to our devices on our phone by pressing up. Let's look for our spawn device. Here it is. Player spawn pad. Let's make that. We're done with the barrier, so we can equip that to the up. And what this device does, it lets you, when you start your actual game, it's where you're going to spawn at. So if you wanted one of your players to spawn here, or you wanted one of your players to spawn in this toy store with the cool floor, set that there, and wherever the person's facing is where they'll be facing when they start. So this person will be facing this way, just like the mannequin right here is. Let's go to start. Let's do start game. So I got this spawn point. This is where I started. So this is how the game would start. It's the sky. Let's see if we can leave here. Can we break through this barrier? No, we can't. We're forced in here. We're contained in the mall, which was the goal. Yep. So let's end that. So right now we have our own map. We have the mall. We have the spawn point. So when you start the game, you're in the mall. So the next thing we can do is let's add some guns to it. Maybe a few shields too. There might be other people here. It's 2 spawn points. This mall is probably big enough for maybe 5 spawn points. Maybe 6. But 10 people here, that'd be, I don't know if there'd be enough space between the spawn points. Alright, bust out the phone by pressing triangle and then pressing up to go to the menu. We are going to find the item spawner. It looks like it's a circular thing. Sometimes it's really hard to find. Here it is. Nope, no it's not. Capture item spawner, that's it. Okay, here it is. Item spawner. We put enough player spawn points so we can just press up on the directional and remove that. So let's try this room out. What if we wanted to put a weapon in this room? This is one of the ways you can do it. There's a bunch of different ways you can add weapons to a map. But this way is where it'll be recyclable, where you can just keep coming back here and picking up weapons instead of having a set amount. So we're going to drop that there. And what weapon do we want to be here? Let's pick this pumpkin launcher. Okay. Press square on it. We want it to spawn instantly. We don't want any delays. We want it to just be there when it starts the game. And time between spawns, that can be instant too. So if you want to pick another one up right afterwards, you can. There will be no delay on that. There's a bunch of other options too. If you want the base to be visible, if you want that circle part to be visible. And sometimes it actually looks nice instead of just like a floating weapon. Item scale, we're going to do 2 times. You want it to be kind of big. And that's pretty much it. So that's there. We're going to drop our pumpkin bomb on this item spawner. Dropped it. And it's there. So I can put a few of these. If you wanted pumpkins to be everywhere, let's put one near this other spawn just so you can see what that's like. Real easy to just drop. Put one on the roof. Put one on this fountain. Maybe not. Okay. And that's a way of adding weapons to the map. And this will always be here and people can grab whatever, which is good for some maps. Now let's say you wanted the player to start with a weapon. You go to your devices and you would choose if I can find it. Here it is. Team settings and inventory. Click one of those. But this is kind of like a jump pad where it has to be built in. See how it's like built and stuff? So you would build that outside so it doesn't look, that would look really tacky if someone saw this in the mall. They'd be like, oh, what is this? So let's say we wanted people to start with a revolver. Drop the revolver. Now it's registered with this device. There's a bunch of different options. Grant on respawn, yeah. So every time you die, you'll have a revolver with you. So you're never weaponless. Um, we want it to be equipped also. That makes it really easy. It's just right in your hand instead of you having to go for it just in case something sticky happens or something. Yeah, and there's other things you can change too, but I'm not gonna mess with that. So now let's start our game. Now we have weapons in here. Let's see how we can interact with them. So we started with the revolver in hand. This was that toy spawn place we made. And they work, but it's a set amount of ammo, but you can change the amount of ammo if you want. That's one of the pumpkin things. There's the other one we made. So we got a pumpkin. And yeah, it's weapons in here. I could have did the same thing with this, but made shields. So if you need a shield, come by here, and you have the shield. And just drink it. That's pretty much it. This will be your map. There's other things you could add. You can add vehicles in here. You could have dirt bikes in here riding around if you wanted to. But yeah, if I helped in any way, please like the video and consider subscribing. Have an awesome day.